The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
WDC is now on your radio. Coming live from the Bay, hear that way. They talk sports all day, LA. Dropping knowledge, high school, college, trying to score play by play. NFL, NBA, NHL, that's right, you name it. They gon' bring it to you live. Talking sports and entertainment. From the famous and the you name it. Cover all sports from the football field.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Collective TV. I'm your host and moderator. I'm Farron, aka WDC. I want to thank you for listening in. As always, we have a very spectacular, important show for you right here on Morris Media Live at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Time. Any questions, hit us up, 323-293-3375. We got a loaded show for you today, and I'm just going to jump right into it because we got, like I said, a lot of conversations to cover. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves, and then we're going to get right into the first segment, which is Chasing the Hoop Dreams. So make sure you go to the Instagram at Chasing Hoop Dreams to follow us. Just do a quick introduction, man. Don't give it all away.
JV here with P4E. And I want to give my insight on some things.
Cool deal.
I'm Mother Fitness. I'm here on fitness information.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
You know when we do these introductions, it'd be like, anyway. Y'all know who I am. Google it. All right, Cali Sportsman. And once again, Mondays at 5. But my boy, man, you doing a good job at school, learning all this broadcasting stuff. So we got a lot coming in our future. You know what I'm saying? So we got the BET Awards that's up and coming. We got the summer series that we're doing with the Hollywood Bowl. We got a peace ride. We got it's so many things. And happy Father's Day this week to all the happy fathers that are out there. And congratulations to my man. He got a little chum just came in. Flew in straight from Jesus God somewhere and got a little baby. So give him a congratulations.
Congratulations. I saw that. I was going to do that anyway.
Thank you.
Adorable.
Appreciate that. All right. So again, Morris Media Live right here, Sports Collective TV. Make sure you go to social media at Sports Collective Media for the information and just stay tuned for more this coming month. So the Chasing the Hoop Dreams is, again, a very important subject to us, very near and dear. We've had quite a few basketball players come and share their story from childhood up to today and all their, adversities or situations where playing college ball and, dreaming to get to the pros or whatever that dream was, they've been here to share. And some actually are still pursuing their dreams, which I got Adam going to call in later on, who just got picked up to go play in Thailand.
Chasing Hoop Dreams is something we've kind of started a while back, and I personally want to give a shout out to my son. Black man, graduated in medicine at Eckerd University, and it all kind of started from them and working with AAU kids, and then after seeing these kids were after AAU and after college and injury and money and financial situations, and then to have a son that kind of like inspired us to actually even have this show. So if you out there listening, understand, you deep in our heart in regards to this program and this show, because we've seen the struggle that you went through and a lot of other players are going through, but they still have the love of basketball. And that's what the storyline is about.
So, JV, let's get right into it. Introduce yourself one more time, man, and then we'll start some conversation.
JV, Javon Johnson, a.k.a. also known as JV. Is my nickname they gave me in high school.
Okay. So let's start this love for basketball. Where'd you grow up at?
I grew up in Compton. It's narrow little corridor, like Willowbrook area. I've been in love with the game since as far back as I can remember, man. Yeah. Just Fisher Price and all that. That's what I got a picture at the house of me missing a dunk with the little Fisher Price thing.
Yeah.
31 now, done playing professionally, but I still play a lot. You know what I'm saying? Basketball saved my life, pretty much.
So let's go from the young Fisher Price to AAU. I know you started playing ball kind of young. So
yeah, my AAU was a little different. It ain't as crazy as it is now. I played for Compton Magic.
Ito.
Shout out to Ito, one big male figure in my life. he's still saving and changing lives. So thank God for him. Mm-hmm. But like I said, the AAU wasn't as crazy as it was now.
But I mean, you played for Compton Magic, and Compton Magic being one of the most national AAU programs, and known
the best one right now.
I'm just saying, known as one of the best.
Yeah.
You know, in least recruiting as well as development. Because as you know, in AAU, it's those two pieces. Sometimes you just get recruited, but then a lot of those coaches don't develop those kids.
Yeah. What I will say for Compton Magic is when I was there, and what I've seen, just being an alum of it, is they do both parts. He helps some kids a lot with everything, and on and off the court, he develops them. They practice at least once or twice a week. And if you need something, you can call him. I can't vouch for all the other stuff or all the other AAU programs, but the one I played in, I can for sure say he helped us in every aspect of life with anything that he could.
Yeah, and I could just do a quick shout out because, you know, he sponsored us through Muscle Milk when we was in Arizona.
Okay.
So I had teams out there. So he
got an idea.
Yeah, so I know him personally. I seen how, you know, and I was dealing with inner city kids, and, you know, after game they need to recover and all that. So he was like, dude, I'm going to give you all this Muscle Milk to help your squad for the whole year. So he's that kind of guy.
You say, you know, what was Compton like? We know what the media portrays it as, but for you, what was Compton like growing up?
Fun for me. My childhood was fun, really. We played a lot. We did a lot of sports. Of course, you got the things you deal with on a day-to-day that everybody don't deal with. But my childhood was a fun childhood. Did a lot of things that kids do, but Compton was good to me, and it still is.
Yeah. So you get into the AAU. What was that transition like? I mean, you know, the initial.
For me, AAU was just a way to get away from the neighborhood and just do something different, man. It took me all around America. I've probably literally been to every state in America playing AAU basketball.
So you know how now AAU, Compton Magic, they recruit heavy, and you're a big dude. So how did you fit into the squad?
Oh,
man. Was you the middle guy or in the middle, or you were?
I played a lot. I wasn't probably one of the originals, but probably Aaron Afalo, Jeff Trepanier, those dudes were the ones that started it, and we kind of took it. I don't want to say into what it is now, but we were at a funky little part of it, like when it was starting to get how it is now.
Mm-hmm. Before it was all super competitive.
Yeah, I mean it was always competitive, but now it's like, man, AAU you get the scholarship, you get your name and all that from AAU. Like high school basketball, it sucks for me. I mean, it sucks to say, but it's not as important as it was when I was playing. You know, these kids are getting ready for the summer,
So that how did you develop? You know, as your position, mental toughness through that? That's because that's your initial. So how did you?
My development, as far as what you mean, is with Compton Magic, or
just mental, your personal mental toughness.
My mental toughness came from my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Everything about me, the tough guy in me came from my neighborhood. It gave me a sense of a toughness that a lot of people don't have. You would have to be from some type of similar background. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you got some type of ideas of what I'm talking about, but it's like growing up, how I grew up in the inner city with certain things, you have to be tough, and that's where I got my toughness from. And then what I will give to ATOP and all my coaches, my father figures that I had in my life, before I met them, I didn't know what to do with it. So, for example, I would be in my neighborhood and get in a fight or something, 1 or 2, 3 fights in a day. I go to practice, I punch somebody. Only because I'm already mad for what happened at home. So I get there, and I just want to fight. So what they would show me was that, all right, we know you're angry, but go dunk the ball. Take it out on the rim. So from there, I was able to take that aggression, and I'll put it in the basketball instead of putting it on other people.
So what was the family structure at home? Mom, dad, brothers, siblings?
I grew up in the house. Mom, older brother, younger sister. I was the middle. And that was us, man. I mean, I had a bigger family, but that's who I seen every day. That was our little circle. And you know, what I will say about my mom is that growing up, I didn't know I was poor. until I got to like high school, and I wanted some Jordans or something. But growing up as a kid, a lot of stuff was just normal, but I didn't know I was poor until I got a little older.
So you're AAU and into high school basketball? Like,
Yeah.
what were you? So what was that?
High school basketball was probably one of the best times in my life because this was, like I said, it was around the time when it was still important. Met 5 of my best friends that I still talk to every day. It's like probably wouldn't have met them without basketball and the avenues. You know what I'm saying? Basketball created for me. But high school basketball was one of the best times in my life.
Yeah. And what
Accolades?
What do you say?
My accolades.
You ran with so and so. I mean, what happened?
My accolades was winning. We won a lot of games.
Okay.
I have a lot of individual accolades, but I don't even care to mention. All I cared about, and still to this day, is winning. So it's a team game. I've won a lot of games, man. In 3 years, after my freshman year, we lost 1 game in league, maybe.
Wow.
State championship, CIF championship. Like, it's a bunch of league championships. Just a lot of winning, man. That was my high school career. A lot of fun and a lot of winning.
What was the initial chase? Was it college or just getting out of high school?
No, my initial chase was winning with my brothers. And honestly, I didn't think about getting a scholarship until maybe my junior year, senior year, because that just wasn't something that was important to me. I just knew that basketball was something that helped me channel my frustration. It helped me just on a day-to-day, man, with everything. And then once I got my feet up under me and realized, I got a chance to play at the next level, then I started to think about scholarships. But going into high school and starting my high school career, that wasn't a thought in my mind. It was just winning these games with my bros.
As Cali Sportsman has a college preparatory program, he talks about getting started for college in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
So how did you manage that 11th grade to get to that level?
But you know what? I mean, can I just interrupt a little bit? Because he kind of talks about something so significant in regards to that. Because he was in an era, no matter where you played, recruiters came to your high school games and recruited you. Now, with all the LaMelo hype, like you got all these, the social media and everything now is built on younger kids, AAU, and then a following. And then, so they're going to follow this kid all the way from middle school to high school, and they not even really caring about his high school games because it's really about all that. So it's interesting because now when you talk to recruiters, they looking for kids. Like if you're talking to a Division I school, they're looking for kids that are in JV. It's all. I mean, you could go ahead, but it's changing.
You hit it right on the head. It was like I said, I played during that time where it started shifting towards the AAU thing. So, but now it's all about that. I won't say it's all about it, but that's where it's going, man.
It is.
Well, when you see the high school programs building AAU summer squads, so what they're trying to do is keep the kid with them all the way, and then when the season start, they'll have that chemistry and that nucleus to be able to kind of get some W's. Yeah.
So college?
College was a learning experience for me, especially my first 2 years when I was at San Diego State. I got there, and San Diego State is a lot like USC, and people don't know that. It's in the USC is pretty much in the hood. So is San Diego State. Yeah. So I'm a kid coming from the inner city. I didn't know. You go right down El Cajon, they had everything, all this stuff I could do here, I could do there. And I was 18, I just wasn't ready, man. And I ended up getting myself in some trouble, man.
Tijuana's real close.
Not even an hour, man. Not even an hour. So I was young, and I had another great coach, Steve Fisher, man. I can't. That man looked out for me in so many ways. But if it wasn't for him, who's to say? Because I got there and I was just young. It probably wasn't the best decision as far as like just the campus and where it was.
Yeah.
But got to San Diego State, played well my freshman year, got into some stuff around campus, and ended up having to transfer over to Cal State Fullerton, which was my redshirt year was probably one of my best years as far as developing as an athlete and just being able to focus on bettering my craft. And what I tell kids now is they just in such a rush, but man, if you got the chance to red shirt, do it. Use it. I got bigger, I got stronger, I got faster. I worked on my skill. It took me a couple games to get my just timing back as far as playing an actual basketball game, but
Speed game.
my red shirt year was probably one of the best things for me as far as developing as an athlete and as a man.
Let's talk about that because I mean, I pride as being a fundamental player, and that's what you developed yourself in. So talk about the longevity of a fundamental player.
So what I will say about being more fundamental is that, for me at least, in playing the game, once I go into it, I was still able to make the same moves when I started as when I finished. As a guy, where you have guys that are extremely athletic, for the most part, during the latter part of their careers, they can't do the same moves because they don't jump as high, but they can still be effective if they love the game. Whereas a guy like me or like a Zach Randolph, he can play in the NBA until he don't want to no more because he was still slow. It was molasses when he got there,
but he had a two-step to the basket, and he's getting it off the rim, you know.
Yeah,
so.
But a guy like, and this is a big example, with a guy like Kobe, his last year, he couldn't get the shot up. Whereas his first 13 years, he was dunking guys.
Exactly.
But, you lose that step. And Father Time is undefeated. Kobe's one of the best to do it. But that last year in L.A., it was hard for me to watch. I'm a Laker fan. Kobe couldn't get his shot off.
But before I got a couple more questions, so there was a transition from chasing the hoop dreams to an NFL career.
Yeah.
So give us a little bit of that transition.
So with that, I finished up at Fullerton. I went and played overseas basketball for a couple years, man. And I came home and literally just was blessed. I ran into all the right people, and within I say 2 months maybe, a dude that had never touched a football before in his life was on the NFL roster. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you had apparently had a set of wheels, man. To be a receiver.
I was a tight end. I was big and fast. And the history of the NFL now is they take the undersized power forwards like I was and turn them into tight ends. All the Pro Bowlers, Gates, Jimmy Graham,
Gates was
Jordan Cameron, all these dudes that are good tight ends now have a basketball background. And I took it and rolled away. Like I said, I got blessed. A lot of things went right for me, but I took that and I did something with it.
When you hear chasing the hoop dreams, what does that mean to you?
Chasing the dream for me is really like you gotta love it. That's the first thing that comes to mind when you say chase the dream, is being in love with something. If you don't love it, you're not gonna chase it. And I've been that guy. I've been on both sides of the fence where I was chasing a dream, and I was able to get to the dream. So a lot of people can't say that, but I can. And it's not easy, man. The only difference between me and people that don't do it, because there's a lot of dudes that jump higher than me, faster than me, quicker than me. I didn't give up. And I walked away on my own terms. And a lot of dudes let people tell you you're too old, you're too short, you don't jump high enough. But you gotta see past that and believe in yourself. And really, like so when you said chasing the dream, you gotta love it. That's the first word that popped in my head was love. So if you love something, I ain't gonna be able to talk you out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna walk away on your own accord.
I mean, but you said it all. It's like if you fundamentally sound and you love it, because it's a sport that you constantly got to keep developing yourself with anyway. You put the ball down for 2 days.
That's what I tell people. You're getting better, you're getting worse. You're not staying the same. Yeah. So you have to be doing something. And that's what separates us, dude. That's why Kobe was good for something. That's why Jordan was good for probably every second. Like, what can I do here? What can I do here? What can I do here? And those are the guys that are able to be effective for a long time, because you got to really love what you're doing. Can't use that word enough. You got to love it.
And lastly, what is it like playing in P4E, man?
It's for me now it's great, man. Like Don probably don't know this, but me playing in this league, I was able to reunite with some of my homeboys that we kind of fell off, but now we see each other once a week and we talk more and we laugh more, and it's just like, man, that league has been a blessing. Mm-hmm. We be getting beat, but we need to get in a little better shape so we stop getting killed in the second half. But that league has really been a blessing for me and my friends.
Spirituality, did you already have some coming to that league, or did you develop in it?
Yeah, for sure. I was raised in and out of the church, so I have some type of beliefs.
Yeah.
But just like how you praying before and after games, man, that seems like something that's minuscule, but you make prayer requests and you see people, I didn't even know he was going through that. So so many times we say to people like, are you okay? But you just saying it to say it.
Exactly.
People don't really be okay sometimes, and to be able to like see that or hear what people going through, man, is a blessing in itself, because you're able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, there's things I could do better. It ain't that bad,
Exactly.
It's almost like that whole saying, like, there's no bad question. You can be in a classroom with someone, and you want to ask a question, but you don't ask the question because you want everybody to think that you know the answer.
Yeah.
So,
well, JV, man, thank you. We know you got a game tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we know you got a game tonight, so man, we appreciate you for coming and sharing your dream, man. Anything you want to say before we miss anything?
Handles.
Social media.
Want folks to know you?
No, I don't got no social media, but come check out P4E, man. When and if you can, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a lot of men just being together and being unified and being under the same umbrella and having the same belief in something. And it's a good thing.
Cool deal, man. We appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so we're gonna take this first quick break. This is Sports Selective TV, Chasing Hoop Dreams. We'll be right back. Shout us out.
This segment was sponsored by P4E. Visit playingforeternity.com for more info and listen to their Selective Games live broadcast on Sports Collective Radio. AskElia.com. Media marketing experts here to help you grow your business into the next level and boost your sales. Visit us to learn more. AskElia.com.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Brass, and I've been at USC for over 27 years now. I am the project coordinator for USC Trojan Kids Camp. We are literally on the campus of USC, and we've been there for over 50 years with this program. We are not just sports. We are also academic, but as it relates to the sports world.
The camp is coming up. It's in July.
July 1st through the 26th. No 4th and 5th, because that's a university holiday. www.usc.edu/rec sports. The direct number is 213-740-9252.
The Consortium of Health and Military Performance, also known as CHAMP, of the Uniformed Services University of Health and Science, known as USUHS, is conducting a study to understand a possible genetic link between sickle cell trait, known as SCT, and exercise-related events, known as EREs, such as exertional rhabdomyolysis, muscle damage, heat stroke, and or collapse. We are inviting African American men and women with sickle cell trait and their family members to participate. Participating in the study will require you to complete a health history questionnaire, a form authorizing our study physician to gather health information from you and your healthcare provider, as well as a one-time blood donation. In order to qualify for the study, you must meet the following criteria: be African American, be sickle cell trait positive, be able to read, speak, and understand English, be between the ages of 18 and 80, and currently not being treated for any mental or psychological disorders. Participation is completely voluntary, and your decision will not impact your healthcare. The results for this study are for research purposes only and are not intended to directly benefit any individual for confidentiality reasons. However, the results of this study are intended to help better shape policies and associated health risks affecting the SCT community. Participants may be compensated for their time. To join the study, or if you would like additional information regarding the study, please contact the study team by phone, area code 240-479-9514, or email sctstudy-ggg@usuhs.edu. All right, welcome back to Sports Selective TV. I'm your host and moderator, Farhan, aka WDC. Again, this segment is, if you've been checking social media, happens to be Fit Dreams. So we have the owner and the creator of Fit Dreams here is going to share some fitness obviously some foods and some corrective eating from a man, Cali Sportsman, who needs it. Over here with the chocolate chip cookies.
Well, we all could use it.
Eating fruits and cookies.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power.
Thank you. Mother Fitness, we want to thank you for coming today.
Well, it's always a
and
pleasure
sharing,
being here with you guys.
keeping us fit
Your hair look dazzling.
Well, thank you,
in
darling.
the
I appreciate
bodybuilding
that.
world. Introduce yourself and then your guest.
Okay, well, again, I'm Mother Fitness, and my function here at Sports Collective Media is to bring and keep everybody aware of staying fit in different ways that you can introduce into your daily routine on fitness. So, and eating well. So today our segment is more or less going to be about fitness, yes, but also eating the right way to live longer, which we all want to do. You know, I'm 108, just in case you didn't know. And the reason why is because of fitness and mainly trying to eat as best as I can. But enough about that. This gentleman here that we have here today, Henry Chua, and I'm very proud of him. Let me go into this and say this, is that I've known Henry for a very long time, and I used to be his boss. That's the crazy thing. I used to be his boss, and when I was the fitness director at the YMCA in Gardena, Henry was in high school then, and he came because he believed in fitness, he wanted to be involved in fitness, and he wanted to be a trainer. So it was a group of young men that I actually took in and mentored, and he is definitely one of them that has grown into become quite a great young man, and he's taken fitness to a whole nother level because I'm just really proud of him. So I'm going to allow him to discuss what he's doing and how he came about Fit Dreams.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Henry Chukura. And yes, as Gwen said, she was my first boss at the YMCA. And since then, I've grown. I've actually transitioned to the 24-hour fitness, and now I have my own business. I'm a certified trainer. I have 3 certifications from the NASM, which is National Academy of Sports Medicine. I specialize in corrective exercise and performance enhancement. And I specialize also in holistic nutrition. So I brought some goodies today for everybody to try.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? Before you get into it, what's corrective exercise?
Oh, okay.
And
needs that.
only thing I could relate it to is like when you're in the gym. I mean, you kind of know 90-degree angles and things of that sort. So you see people, they're working out, but they're not really doing it properly. Is that what you mean?
Yes. Partly it's, correcting form, technique, tempo, breathing, but also correcting muscle imbalances. Many people suffer from injuries that are caused by muscle imbalances, and so I help people to correct those, if that makes sense.
So let's go right off the bat, because I put that in our social media post for Sports Collective today with Dr. Sabi. I had an opportunity to meet Dr. Sabi and interview with Dr. Sabi.
Beautiful.
And you had a piece on there that said he talks about not needing vitamins, that the body needs minerals. Can you speak to that so our listeners can really understand how important this is?
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah. I come from the belief that we all have an electrical body, and we need 2 things. We need minerals, and we also need water. Water is very key. Water is a conduit for electricity. And so a lot of my food is heavily based on mineralization. I also feel like a lot of our diseases and that we deal with are caused by demineralization symptoms.
Okay, well, you got
what
that's
would
a
be-
big
no,
word.
check it,
That's
okay,
a-
now-
Hold on, but what does that mean?
Okay,
Because when I sat with Dr. Sabi, he talked about protein.
Oh, yes.
It's made up.
Yes.
So they got people eating protein bars, drinking protein shakes, but your body does not digest. That is not natural protein. Maybe in plant-based protein.
So, but he mentioned
bars.
2 things, like, minerals versus vitamins. Is that what?
Yes.
So
Yes.
vitamins is not a good deal.
Vitamins are definitely an essential nutrient, but we need more minerals. Minerals is the foundation of health.
And when you say minerals, we're talking calcium?
Yes.
Okay.
The major minerals are magnesium,
Potassium.
calcium, potassium, sodium, the good sodium, contrary to what has been said out there. and
So what's
sulfur.
good sodium? Because we know sodium as salt, right?
Salt, correct.
So what's a good sodium?
Good sodium, as far as vegetables, would be celery. So celery juice.
Yeah,
you know.
Interesting that you said that about celery, because I noticed that celery is like the new green now.
It's
Correct.
great with the hot wings. They put it with the hot wings.
You see what I'm
No,
saying?
blending
This is why we
it,
do this.
supposedly blending celery every
Yes.
morning and drinking it to wake up the body is
Correct.
supposed to be a good thing.
And then if
It's-
you're eating them hot wings, it tone it down a little.
See, now, anyway, so let's get back to Fit Dreams, because
Yes.
I love the title of your company.
Thank you.
I mean, we got Chasing Hoop Dreams, so these dreams
Yeah.
are real, right?
Yes.
So
Fit Dreams, yeah.
So what do you have here? Like, what are you displaying?
Okay, so yes, I have.
What did you bring?
I have some holistic products here today. I am a raw vegan, so I started my journey
tough.
9 years ago.
Oh, he got a lot of mileage.
Started with raw foods. I was a very strict raw foodist for many years, and that has evolved into a raw vegan lifestyle. And that entails pretty much eating mineralized foods and uncooked, unprocessed, high superior foods.
That's where it's best.
Because you
That's
know
where it's
the
at.
theory is eating healthy or being a vegan costs more, because I think it's more so the people that want to go out and get food versus preparing food.
Correct.
So if you get the knowledge to prepare food, I would think that would be most cost effective than people looking for places to go buy food. Because if you look in our community, there's not a lot of options for us when you're looking at healthy choices.
Yes, there are many options. We just have to just get more accustomed to the lifestyle. Start with vegetables, start with fruits, and then you can graduate from there. And this is part of the reason why I started to develop products, just to eliminate that guesswork, and allow people to just drink a liquid gold, for instance, which is jam packed with all the nutrients that you need to keep you going throughout the day.
Hey, that's mine, man. Put that down.
Now let me ask you something. You grow your own. You
Yes.
grow your own vegetables and fruits.
Yes.
Right, because that was amazing to me to see that you did that.
Yes.
So you cultivate everything that you put into your body.
Yes.
So economically, that has to work for you, because you don't have to rely
Wait a
on the
minute.
market, and
He
you
gotta
know
buy
exactly.
a house first so he can get a garden. He can't be growing nothing in the apartment.
Maybe that's
cut
what
her-
he
why you
has.
cut her off?
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so you're doing everything yourself. So your fruits, your vegetables, and everything you grow.
Yes.
So this is even better, because now you know exactly what's going into your system.
Yes.
So no pesticides, none of that.
None of that.
You're truly the organic person. What made you go vegan opposed to, was your first transition to vegetarian then to vegan?
I went right into raw foods.
Just straight out?
Just straight up. Yeah.
Okay, was there a reason why you chose to go that path?
Yes, I began to read. I read plenty of books. What prompted this whole movement was just seeing a lot of clients deal with ailments that I've always had, like an epiphany, like there has to be a
better
resolution to this. There has to be a better way to heal. And just that question, that reoccurring question, led me to the right books, and those books led to the lifestyle. And I knew there was no better way for me to speak about these things than to experience it myself.
Absolutely. Very good. Okay. So what have you found that changed, that was a profound change to your body since you switched over eating this way?
Cleansing.
Okay.
Cleansing was a huge thing for me. I have a story. I went on a 42-day cleanse. I didn't plan on 42 days.
Okay.
But it led into a 42-day fast. And in that 42 days, I lost 65 pounds.
Right.
And it was all through feces and going to the bathroom, bowel movements, 3 to 5 bowel movements just in the morning alone.
Wow.
And so
So what was
yes.
you taking?
Really, to start my morning, I would always start with a water flush.
Okay.
So I was talking about electrical, that electrical
Explain
foundation.
that, what a water flush
So
is.
upon arising, upon waking up, you want to drink water, specifically spring water or
Okay.
or distilled water, and make sure you have pink salt, which is
The
Himalayan pink salt or Celtic gray sea salt. Now, this brings that electrical environment back to the water, which brings that water back to life.
The question with water, it's this theory that some water should be room temperatures, cold water is not good for you. Then they look at the Asian culture where warm water is supposed to be better.
Yes.
So what's your theory?
I think they both are good for you. being a spring water hiker myself, I used to hunt for spring water, and when you collect spring water at the source, spring water is very cold. And it's and it's very vibrant at that cold temperature. So if you're just in the inner city, room temperature water, if you're getting water from the spring, cold water,
So why? I understand distilled and I know spring, but of course all the rage is alkaline.
Correct.
So why not alkaline opposed to? Because you chose those two as a forefront opposed to alkaline. Is there anything wrong with drinking alkaline water, or to the flush is greater?
Nothing wrong with alkaline water. What I would just say about that is that spring water is naturally alkaline, and so we need natural alkalinity.
So you think that's a marketing tool then? If that's the case, then spring water is already marketed.
Correct.
Okay, and then they have alkaline, then they have distilled. So
what Dr. Sabi, credit to him, he said that you don't want no machine making nothing for you.
Yes.
Because we are not machines.
We're
so
not
he
machines.
always said, even if you got the no disrespect to the alkaline machine.
Yeah,
makers,
exactly.
But he even said that you don't want no machine. He says natural spring water.
Yes.
Interesting. So it's just a choice. It's just a marketing tool. It's something to make a fad to make you buy it.
It's like diet soda,
take the attention off of spring water for what it really is.
Yes.
That is very interesting. I never even thought about that, and that does make a lot of sense because Well, and that part I knew. I knew that he was no joke, and it's just really too bad that it took this long for people to really get into it. Okay, like also channeling around Nipsey Hussle's death. A lot of people are starting now to be a little bit more mindful about what they're putting into their bodies, and that information has been there in front of us for 1,000 years already. Exactly. But it's something now that's flipping to make people start listening.
Haven't you seen that change though?
I've seen it.
From 80s, 90s to 2000s.
I've seen it. I really, even as far as fitness is concerned, because being a personal trainer back in the 80s was a luxury. Like people wanted it, but not to the level of what they want it now, and they didn't want to spend that additional money to do that. Now it's a lifestyle. People are now wanting it. That's why they have apps available. People are getting it on how important fitness is to us.
So before we let you get out of here, what is the main thing you want our listeners?
We gotta do this part
to get from your.
The best thing I could say right now is to eat clean. We need to eat clean.
But define that. I mean, you said great terms, but we want to make sure the audience really know what that means.
Because there's so many levels of eating clean.
Okay, eating vegetables, eat more greens.
Okay,
eat more fruits. Consume more superfoods. Superfoods are foods that have more minerals in it. Things like cacao, raw chocolate, goji berries, hemp seeds, these type of things. They're higher in nutrition than your average fruit or vegetable.
And I got one question. I have a daughter that don't really eat healthy. So I would imagine there's a lot of kids that are out there, and I know we talk from the adult level of taking care of ourselves. What advice would you tell a person like myself in regards to like transitioning your kid to eat healthy?
Start with the basics. Start with the fruits. Fruits are here in abundance, and I think that's a great introduction into that natural lifestyle. Just start with the fruits. Start with apples. Start with things that she may be more interested in. Apples, pears, bananas, and then from there just kind of evolve. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And less meat. Meat is
definitely
not necessary.
Eliminate if you can. Minimize as much as possible the consumption of meat.
All meat.
For the most part, processed meats.
Processed meats.
Yes.
Yeah. No more dry salami. No.
So we got to drink a transition. So we're gonna take this offline, and we'll take care of it off camera because I got some more guests and I got a highlight to play. Okay. But again, thank you for coming here.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can.
Heaven.
You can reach me. You can reach me on Instagram at Taste Heaven. And you can also reach me directly, 310-628-8991. And that's
Can
it.
we negotiate that your business as your title as a Fit Dream? Can we negotiate as a segment here on the show, man? Because I like.
Oh,
that.
yes. Oh,
Like
yeah, for
that
sure.
Ties into the Hoop Dream, so we'll talk about that.
All right.
off camera. This is Sports Collective TV. Mother Fitness, thank you for always coming here with a great guest and educating us.
Thank
You're
you.
gonna eat that offline. We're gonna film it too. All right. So we got more guests coming up.
I want
the highlights. Oh, my bad. So we got more guests coming up, and we got the highlights right here up next. Shout us out. What's the count?
Thanks, Faran. We're going to start this week off with a little bit of sad news as one of baseball's good guys, David Big Papi Ortiz, was robbed at gunpoint in the Dominican and shot in his lower back. The bullet went through his stomach, and he is now in stable condition. This is getting ridiculous. These robberies of celebrities and athletes that are taking place in South America and Brazil last week and now the Dominican Republic this week. This is getting absolutely crazy. And it's been absolutely crazy if your team name is a Bruin. Let's get started off with the College World Series Super Regionals for the men as the UCLA men Bruins, number 1 seeded, get all the way to the Super Regionals and lose a deciding Game 3 to Michigan to knock them out of the tournament. But don't be sad, UCLA, because your ladies ran the gauntlet and won the World Series with a walk-off against Oklahoma in Oklahoma City to claim the championship. I thought that was really cool. And our last set of Bruins, the Boston Bruins. They are going to be entering 7th heaven, or at least they hope, on Tuesday when they take on the St. Louis Blues. Will the Boston Bruins maul St. Louis, or will Boston be left seeing blue after Game 7? And now we're going to go from talking about blue to black and blue, and Commissioner Goodell has been blamed for so many injuries that take place during the NFL preseason, so much that he is trying to change the preseason to make it less than 4 games. And you know what? For once, I actually agree with this guy because it will cause less injuries. You want to talk about a dude who knows a little something about injuries? How about Johnny Manziel? He gets hurt in the NFL, goes to the CFL. Gets hurt in the CFL, gets traded to a last-place team, and now he wants to play in the XFL for the Houston affiliate. Johnny, it doesn't matter what you do, whether you go to a new place, you're still that same injury-prone quarterback, and you're going to be out very, very soon. You want to talk about being out very soon? Oh my gosh, the Angels and the Mariners. The Angels hit 3 home runs off of 3 pitches in a row. Crazy, right? Insane. Not going to see something like that again, right? Wrong. We head down the 5 freeway just a little bit, and the freaking Washington Nationals nailed 4 home runs in a row against the San Diego Padres. Regardless of what side of the freeway you were on, they were going nuts. And you want to talk about going nuts? Madison Bumgarner got really mad at Dodgers Max Muncy after Max Muncy hits a home run into McCovey Cove. Tells him, hey, why are you staring at the home run? Muncy tells him, hey, you don't want me to stare? Go to the ocean and go get it. Talking about going to the ocean, Kimbrel and Keuchel finally got new homes, and neither one's near a big ocean. Talking about Craig Kimbrel's going to the Chicago Cubs, and Dallas Keuchel will be going to the Atlanta Braves. Both of them will be looking to extinct the number of home runs that come towards their teams. And last but not least, we want to talk about extinction. Warriors, you are 1 game away from being extinct at the hands of a team represented by a dinosaur. This is hilarious. And the Raptors are looking to bring home the very first ever NBA title to Toronto. So make sure you tune into Game 5 tonight on ABC. Make sure you're watching because you may get to witness history. I'm Double R reporting for Sports Collective Media. Back to you, Faran.
You ain't got to ask me when you see me, no I'm straight. DTOVO, we back again, we going.
Bust down, Tatiana. Bust down, Tatiana. I wanna see you bust down. Pick it up, now break that shit down. Break it down. Speed it up, now slow that shit.
Last time that I checked, it was 5 chains on my neck. It was no smut on my rap.
Yeah, so my name is King Q. I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I'm an empowerment speaker. I'm a youth advocate, and I'm a host. I do a multitude of different things. Event producer, spoken word artist. Got to plug that as well. So
so it's good to have these organizations that are creating events that are organically to be able to get people to socialize, to communicate, to talk. Where do you get all that mental toughness?
For me, it's been learned throughout trial and error, to be honest. About 2.5, maybe 3 years ago, I made a decision, and I said I don't want to do anything that's not in alignment with my purpose. In order to reach purpose, you have to go through trial. So for me, I just learned to embrace the trial. And for me, my trial, my rock bottom was homelessness. So that gave me a whole nother level of mental toughness.
Voice out west, legendary self-made progress. Last time that I checked.
Ask.com, media marketing experts here to help you grow your business into the next level and boost your sales. Visit us to learn more. AskIlya.com.
I was gonna faint. I was like, "Oh, hold on."
Hey,
we back?
Yeah, I guess we back. Y'all got it. Hey, we gonna get buff. We gonna get healthy. We. This is really a great segment for black men. You know what I'm saying? Specifically because it's Father's Day week. Most of us don't really pay attention to our bodies, and we think it's gonna go away. But every time you hear Mother Fitness, I learn something more and more about how to become more and more healthier. If it's through fitness or through food. And I think we were talking about this earlier, is that it's 90% diet, And when you said take meat all the way out, I could relate to that when it came to beef, because when I took beef out and I went to have some beef, my body just reacted just horribly. I mean, I was like 2-3 days like feeling horrible, like I ate this filet mignon at Ruth Chris, and my goodness, never do that again. So with that being said, it's all about African black men this week, because, when it's Mother's Day, it's, my wife even asked me, she's like, "Oh, Father's Day is this week?" Like, man, we just so under the radar in regards to what we do in the community, what we doing for ourselves, what we do for our families, and not to take anything away from any mother that's raising a kid out there, but it is a Father's Day. You know what I'm saying? And I like to really get that acknowledgement. And with that is having a whole bunch of guys here on board with me, you know what I'm saying, that deal with, the things we're dealing with in this community as far as African black men and empowerment and peace. And so I'm going to start with my guy over here, Jaime. You know what I'm saying? This ain't your first time on the mic, you know what I'm saying? So introduce yourself and come all the way back around.
Yeah, my name is Jaime Gregory, also known as Rare Breed. I'm a gospel rap artist as well as a street peace advocate. I'm out here pushing this peace on the Southern California Ceasefire Grid Program and United in Peace.
Man, Ahmad Mathis, all the way from San Antonio, Texas, man. Just out here in California trying to pursue the same thing everybody all about, is this peace, man, and ceasefire and all that.
My name is Mustafa Jabril. I'm the co-founder of United Communities for Peace. I've been out here for the last 11 years working with our youth under the GRID program, Gang Reduction and Development, and just here, going along with the movement and trying to do as much as, as I can do to chip in and collaborate with whoever is on the same page.
And speaking of collaboration, we had, the OVN Classic, Old School versus New School. And last year you performed, right?
Yeah, I performed. And this year I actually, I put the numbers on the jerseys because I do a print thing too. So we blessed them and, donated some of our time and material to the numbers that put on the jerseys this year.
Salute, because my jersey was spawned as all get out.
Yeah, and you played.
I played a little bit.
But I really want to get into, what is this all about? I mean, the old school versus new school. I mean, what is really happening in this movement with the Sparks and being able to get these? Because for me, I think I went last year late.
Yeah.
I missed the game. But this year, I really got to see, grown men with ankle bracelets like they was in Toys R Us for the very first time. Couldn't even get them to warm up. It's like everybody want to come in and start shooting threes. I'm like, just kind of, kind of. I could talk bad about their mama. They just was like,
I don't even think they heard you.
They were just so excited, and for me, that's what I got out of it. I'm like, these guys are in the kid. They just kids
as well as
right
the
now.
youth that never been out the community, coming out the community, seeing something, and actually being on the floor that they see on TV. That's a big thing. That's something we push with the youth as well. So it's big all the way around. That's why we support it.
Yeah. So this has been going on for years, right? Or is this the 5th, 6th year? Or?
I don't recall as many years, but I've been for the last 3 years. I've been supporting Dwayne Dixon, who's been a part of all these movements. He been in the penitentiary to the streets, pushing this movement with all his hard-earned money and time. Sometimes he don't got donations come out his own pocket sometimes, and he just calls us. I mean, he'll call me at 1 a.m. If he got a vision, he gonna share it and he gonna push it. Everybody ain't gonna hear it. Everybody ain't gonna like it. You know what I mean? Some people might not hear it the first time, but he gonna keep pressing it. And you know, after a while, I heard him myself, and you know, I'm in full support of what he does with this.
Yeah, this was my first time actually getting involved. I've heard of the OVN Classics, but I've never had the opportunity to actually get involved with it. So Dwayne, I met Dwayne, and we just went full-fledged and selling tickets and getting people out of the community to support not only the youth, but, you know, our lifers as well. Yeah. But one of the things that I saw is that I noticed that a lot of the brothers and sisters in the community had never been to the Staples Center to see the Sparks play. And that was another big thing. There was a lot of men that I feel don't support the Sparks until they actually had the opportunity to sit and watch the game.
Yeah, he actually encouraged me to put my organization out, put the footwork, raise the money, buy the tickets, don't charge nobody, and get a busload of people out there to have that same experience, be on the floor, everything, you know. So, I mean, he's been real influential in getting things even outside of the old school versus new school thing going.
So you've been watching us on TV as a kid, and then all of a sudden here you are on the Staples floor.
Oh man!
And you said, earlier, I heard you mention. You said once I make this first shot, it's
look
off
here.
the chain.
Y'all don't even know what my morning was like before I even went to the game. Like, you know, I called my girl, I called my mom. I'm about to play on Staples Center floor. They was like, you've been playing basketball your whole life. This is regular to you. But I was like, no, you don't know how much history is in this court, in this building, you know. And to be a part of that situation, you know, it was like
you was looking
dream
for some
come
Kobe
true.
spots, huh?
I was trying to get it. Look, if somebody would have came out, Jeannie Buss would have came around the corner and seen me hit a shot, I was trying to get a job. You know? But, you know, and shout out to Dwayne, man. Dude's an awesome character. I met him in my hotel lobby. He's got a credible amount of energy, you know, and when I met him, we just clicked instantly. I met him at a function at my hotel. They were having was Dame Johnson, the dude, Fubu dude. Mm-hmm. They were having like a little convention there, and he just had so much energy. We just started connecting off the bat, and he was like, "Yeah, we having a young new school versus old school re-innovation of offenders type game, this, that, and other." He didn't know me from Adam.
He pitching it everywhere he go. That's
what he and truth be told, I played a little basketball. I played, you know, on different stages and stuff. But you know, I've been down before, you know. So I was all for it once he said that, and I was like, if it's for kids or the ceasefire and all that, you know what I'm saying? Like we talked about earlier, the situation with Nipsey, you know, like gang violence and all that other stuff, like we just trying to put it to an end and like live our lives right and do different things.
And with that being said, so you got this peace ride in honor of Nipsey Hussle that's coming up, right?
Definitely. I mean, and in light of that, being a gospel artist and being on that floor too, I mean, it was something that, you know, you never dream of, think of, and even though it was not as big scale, but it's still big. You know what I mean? So you got to understand that. So I've been given platforms and opportunities to carry so many hats, from intervention to being the music for the movement we got right now. We got a spiritual warfare out there, and my life is on the line for the stuff that we do out here, because we used to have our life on the line for nonsense. So now we out here pushing that peace, and I'm full-fledged, 10 toes in it. And you know, we work with the GRID program. We may have the little glitches. We might not want the man's money or whatever the case may be, but we got to use these opportunities to build on that and create something of our own in the long run, and not be stagnant with it, like, and just be stuck in it. So we utilize the GRID program to service our community. We came together with the Peace Ride with Minister Tony. He had a vision that we shared that vision.
Me and my boy MC'd that one year.
Y'all bless us out there in what was that?
2016.
Yeah. I forgot the name of the park, but we've been so
park
everywhere.
Downtown.
MacArthur Park. Yes, sir. We've been out there, and that was the first time out there. It was a huge impact with the Brown community. We was bridging that gap with that right there. So we just bridged gaps. We stopped the religious gangbang and came together with this Peace Ride. Everybody that got a bad stigma, from bike clubs to car clubs, came together, and we just started that common cause of peace. We don't got to be together with the way our tribes act, from gangs to bikes to clubs. But God bless you, we got to love you just the same, and that's what we try to prove. That's what we try to instill in the communities that we pass through, we stop through. We not fly by night. I'm on 4th Sundays doing peace rides, but I'm there 7 days a week. I'm out there getting the calls to the murders. We diffusing gang violence. We had table talks. We got a lot of serious stuff going on in the community while somebody else sleep. We dedicating our time. So it's real life. When I go out there, I take it real serious. I like to shed the whole.
I've seen some of your Instagram videos, so you be dealing with the real deals.
Definitely,
you know what I'm saying.
You know, you definitely, it's a calling. You gotta have that passion to help fix your people, and then that passion it becomes your purpose. And then, you know, it's overwhelming when you look at the track record, like you just go, and now here it is. I'm 9 years in it, and a lot has transpired in that 9 years where change has been made. But through that change, there's still a lot of healing that needs to be put in place. And, you know, on the 23rd, in light of Nipsey Hussle, he was actually supposed to be in this ride. People don't know that. He was supposed to do his thing. We had him in a time done thing, you know, promoting the voting. You know, he closed that show out. He was getting himself on platforms to help the community in so many ways. A lot of people want to think it's an opportunist thing. Oh, everybody want to slap Nipsey Hussle face on something. That's a yes and no on so many levels. But if somebody's inspired by the man, the legacy he left, so be it. You can't knock that. We're so focused on the negative parts of what's going on. What's the positive of that? Okay, they're gonna utilize that and they're gonna push it. But with us, I mean, they did it's just out of respect. We pay homage to so many people throughout the years. This peace ride been all the way to the Million Man March, and we've been out there impacting so many people. So June 23rd, Gonzales Park, we're going to be out there riding for peace, and we just encourage everybody to come out.
Yes, sir.
Give me your handles, man. Let people know. It's 1.8 million right here. So what?
1.8 million?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you can't have my phone number, but I got Snapchat. I am Action Jackson on Snapchat, man. Just follow me, you know, through my day-to-day interactions. You know, I do a whole lot of different things. I have a couple different businesses that I tap into and all that.
You gotta come back solo, man.
Oh, you want me to come back by myself?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Give me your handles, baby.
Mustafa Jabril. I'm only on Facebook, but I do have a beauty supply store that I just opened up. It's organic. It's called Zain Community Store. Zain means beautiful in Arabic. Also, United Communities for Peace. We're working on right now youth employment. So we've collaborated with several different organizations to get about 50 youth hired so far. And we're working on about 50 more spots right now, so we can get some paid internships and do something different.
Cool. So, this is sponsored by the Marianne Wright Foundation. This is our community news. Just letting you guys know what's going on in our community. And again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers that are out there this week. It's important for we to recognize us as men in the community, as leaders, and step up and play. So, go quick. Take a quick commercial.
Hold on, before we get up out of here. Where that Golden State hat at, though?
Well, hold on. Quick commercial. Nah. I know we live, but we good? Oh, we good? Golden State?
hey, we need one tonight, man. Hey, we need one tonight, man.
Area, baby. We pop college. Look, man, we got rings. We ain't tripping.
We need one tonight, though. Yeah. We definitely need this.
So we out. We out.
You ain't got to ask you when you see me, no I'm straight. DTOVO, we back again, we going. Bust down, Tatiana. Bust down, Tatiana. I wanna see you bust down. Pick it up, now break that shit down. Speed it up, now slow that shit